my ideal woman.
Well, let's
Okay,
hope you only
everybody.
say it to me.
I'm gonna warn you. I'm warning you right now. Everybody out there with headphones, speakers on really loud. I have a new transition here. I'm excited, but I can make no promises about how it's going to sound because there's no way to replicate a streaming environment unless you're streaming. So, buckle up.
Here goes.
That didn't seem so bad. That didn't seem so bad. I bought a new transition pack. So this is the first time I'm playing Omori. I don't really know anything about it. No Bert? Okay, very smooth. Perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. Voice came in louder than usual. I thought somebody invaded my Zoom meeting. Oh, I'm in all the meetings. Okay, I'm gonna have to... It's one of these. It's heavy indie. Hold on a second. You know what game's fucking for real when it starts in a tiny postage stamp on your monitor. Can't do 2x. That's just where we're at. I'm gonna go ahead with fast here. As somebody who's played through Earthbound, like, I feel like I understand what that means. Just kind of scan, you know. Nice shirt, thank you, Josh. Merc, thank you for the sub. The bird needs to be artificially inserted. I wouldn't, cause like I could like take it into there and stutter it myself, but then it would just be in the same spot every time, and that's no fun. And plus, I'm kind of all about algorithmically generated video. I wonder if there's a way to do like dynamic stutter. The way I was doing it in the past was just overloading the CPU. Whoops! There. Now it's stutter, but it's different every time. Oh, it scrolls. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I feel like walk is classic style. Hey, what's up, Rudy? Thank you for the resub. I do like that. That like sound of wind. There's very few indie games that do atmospheric audio. The few that do are extremely memorable. So, I'm already getting that sensibility. What game is this? This is called Omori. My understanding is that it is an indie, kind of horror RPG or unsettling RPG of some sort. I think you can get... I think, honestly, this menu track really communicates a lot about the game's tone. Which I don't fully understand. I'm going into this mostly blind. I'm going into this as it's my first playthrough, but it was recommended to me by somebody who understands my taste pretty thoroughly, so I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it. Miss Theos, hey, it's good to see you. Cheers for all the time you put in Twitch. Gets me through the workday. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. That's kind of the best virtue, I think, of this stream, is that it can make people's workdays more enjoyable. Or school days or whatever. Just anything, you know? That little grease that makes the machine go. Ooh. Just got into XCOM 2, first time with a turn-based strategy game, and I'm loving it. Any similar games to jump to when I'm done with it? What is it? Phoenix Point? Phoenix Rising? There's a game or games made by Julian Gollop. I think that's the guy's name. This is just off the dome, so I could be wrong about any of this. But there is a new version of classic XCOM, in that weird way that, like, the series kind of split at a certain point. The original creator, Phoenix Point. Okay. I want to look into that. That might be a little more hardcore. Gears Tactics is very good. And that's on Game Pass. A lot of people kind of slept on Gears Tactics. I don't know. People are just kind of sleeping on Microsoft's output in general. Because Sea of Thieves really is something beautiful right now. But it got there in steps, so I kind of get why. Actually, is this whole game 4x3? Because in that case, I can use a different layout. You stared at the screen. That's a lot of white. Yeah, this is gonna be... I feel like this is gonna be a pretty visually stark game. That's what I'm doing right now, yeah. Today I visited my friends. Everything was okay. It's 0 a.m. Okay, so I guess I'm in some sort of purgatory. Some trans-dimensional void of nothingness. Cool! Right next to some existential dread right off the bat. Love it. Staring at that light bulb. Oh shit, my button's not working. Oh wait, I think I know why. Second. There we go. Slightly stuck between the fabric of reality, something like that. Everything's off here. This gives me Hylix vibes. It's got that unsettling nature about it for sure. It's not quite as balls to the wall absurd as Hylix. Oh no. Oh shit, man. Creepy kid drawings. At least we got some color. Shit. Something fell nearby. If your kid draws that, what would you do? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would talk to them about it? Would I do that? I think I would talk to them about it, like try to ask them what they were depicting, what they were feeling. Let's not look at that ever again. Something fell nearby. Aha. A hand? Oh. We got... Never mind. I thought it was going to be RPG fights. So... Is this a horror game? I think it's like... unsettling game. Like, at what point does it tip over into horror, I think might be the question. But I don't think it's going to be a pleasant ride. I'll say that. So yeah, is this game like 4x3 the whole time? Or is this like a cutesy thing that it's doing? Does it click into wide at any moment? Oh, it's 4x3 the whole time? Okay, then that means I can... Shucks, I have a scene for this. At least I used to. I won't worry about it for now. Maybe once I go and use the restroom, I'll like put a little info panel there. Make it so it's not overlapping weird. Also, what's up, Kala? Is this your... I feel like this is your style. Oh, I got a knife. Oh, is this Undertale Part 2? Oh, you didn't get the job you interviewed for? Made it through all the rounds? Was one of the final 4 for 3 positions? Ah, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, there will be other opportunities. You got back in the mix? Flex those muscles again? On to the next one? Yeah, there you go. I'm really sorry to hear that. That sucks. They're missing out. Oh, kids are going to have innocent discussions. Nothing's going to be weird or unsettling. Just a whole lot of pleasant, wonderful, innocent exchanges. Oh, we got a quest, boys! Okay, that is a cat-shaped hole. It's like, how can I see through that cat? Oh, there's an egg. Oh, floor egg. This is very surreal. Oh, I was in the watermelon. I'm wondering if it's going to be that, like... You just have to hit buttons on everything? Because every... I wonder if there will ever emerge any kind of logic that guides this world. Anyway, I solved the puzzle. Let me level up. Don't make me ever look at my notebook ever again. Getting Adventure Time vibes? Yeah, Adventure Time had that, like, that mile-wide dark streak too, right? This music is putting me on edge, though. It should be calming, right? But there's just something about that, like... That whistle that's just a little bit grating. The, like... The xylophone's just, like, a little too percussive. Just hitting a little too hard. Bong, bong. Just, like... There's, like, a weird aggression to it. It's like it's commanding you to feel relaxed, and that just doesn't have that effect at all. I guess that's true, Kala. Maybe this analysis is courtesy of the edible hitting, who knows? What are we here for if not to hyper-intellectualize video games? I'm also a big fan of, like, animating text. What the hell is this? I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure that out too. Ooh, there's a hizzy snake. See? You can hear it. It's a stair snake. Ooh. Okay. So the snake is like my parent, giving me my initial RPG money. A pocket full of clams. Rally around the family. Pocket full of clams. I want to figure out a way to do that on Twitch, but like have it like actually render text. I feel like you could do that in like HTML5. Huh. Maybe that's some overlay magic. That'd be fun to have text that's just kind of like in a wave or something. Or, I'm getting ideas now. Or I could just render a transparent GIF of the text that I want to move. I'm just thinking about how to do an effect like that on a Twitch stream. That'd be neat. Because text is largely pretty static. I've been thinking about that. Because like there's a font set that I want to put a glitch effect on, and I'm like, is there like actually a shader on Twit or on OBS that you could use? Go up. I will. I'll tell you, I'll go in all directions eventually. Ooh. That's a handy little party menu. Very, very Earthbound, that's for sure. To the extent that, yo, that's Earthbound. It is kids in a party. They didn't do the traditional thing though. You're supposed to start off with like one and get your party members one at a time. Or after an intro, tell me about it. After an intro, the party will be separated. I'll have to get them back together. That's a suspicious tree. Oh, alright. You can totally do it with HTML5. Yeah. I don't know how. Or I wouldn't... Maybe I could write my own HTML5 script and just have it running locally. But I guess, so to do that, I guess you'd have to also have a web server set up on your machine. No, you can point it to local HTML files. Oh, shit. Well, hold on. Let me, I'm gonna take a little note down here. Why? There's one thing a notes app should be, it's instant. I don't know why this thing takes, whatever. Okay. There. Go away. Earthbound. Ooh, I like that. Was that the, That looked like the planet that's in the Mother logo, which would be a pretty direct reference on top of everything else. Ah. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm afraid of heights, and I'm afraid of spiders. Which means the first boss is going to be a 40-foot spider. There's like a ring blob person. What, a Mega Man playing tetherball? I guess these are like Kappa, right? Little demons. Little mischievous little guys. This is an interesting vocal synth. It feels like it's the sound a haunted calculator would make. Hey, what's up, Flav? Did you ever play Lisa the Painful? I started it. I actually played it during a Dude Soup podcast a million years ago when there were games on the podcast. Because, yeah, that game came out and I was really interested in it, but I just didn't get around to playing it for one reason or another. I very much wanted to, though. And yeah, I can see why this game might be stirring memories of Lisa. But yeah, this tile work is, hyper similar to like Mother 1 or Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound 0. I can't remember what they called it. Hey, what's up, Omega? Yeah, Flav. Dude, used to have gameplay. I liked it, but it just seemed like the people that liked it didn't like it enough to overcome the people that didn't like it. And also just the complication of playing a game. It was also a misjudgment on my part, actually. I don't have too much of a problem playing games and talking. Or playing games and reading. Or sorry, of talking and reading. Actually, I made that part up. I can't talk and read at the same time. Anyway, I underestimated how difficult it would be for other people to play games and talk at the same time. So asking people to play a game and be on a podcast, it was difficult, so. And then for a while I was just like, okay, I'll do it. But I also didn't want to make myself the forefront of it all. Because then it felt like I was, like, doing everything then. Then it's just kind of me playing a video game and asking people questions, which turns out that's the stream. But, yeah, I didn't really, I didn't think the dynamic where it was headed was what people wanted to watch the show for. So, I was kind of like, okay, it was an idea. I think it's run its course. I love the era of Dude Soup where you guys were on that round table with a red curtain in the background. Oh, yeah, that big asshole table. Yeah. I was trying different things because, trying to make the show feel more intimate, trying to make it so people could look at each other, trying to, like, create an atmosphere where more organic discussion would happen. Right now, this game is like really wallowing in a sensibility that I get from a lot of like Japanese media, which is to remember your childhood with like this sorrow, or it's like this ethereal dimension you'll never be allowed to be in again, and you can remember it as this vague thing that was so perfect and so pure. It's very, very bizarre. This is just something that I've kind of like noticed in a lot of things when they depict childhood. It's always tinged with this sadness. I guess a lot of Japanese media is tinged with sadness. Naked Grandmother, thank you for the Prime. All the VTubers played this? Yeah? I have genuinely kind of not run into other people who can as easily multitask an audience and game as you. I think it's a superpower, honestly. Huh. Maybe yeah, I guess so. I wish I had known how rare that ability is. Is it just on a loop? Oh, okay, no, it's actually start to... So wait, what is the read button if it's not... Is there one? Okay, it's X. The feeling of weird sort of nostalgia. Yeah. Like the way that kid is slamming that milk. I guess you need some powerful accuracy to be able to just pour a spout of milk in your mouth like that. I like to imagine that's what eating always is for me. Just me, like, dropping something into my mouth whole or just pouring an entire bottle into my, like, unhinged jaw. My trash can mouth. Thoughts on the game so far? It's certainly atmospheric, but I can't say that I've even seen remotely what the gameplay is going to be. So very light on opinion right now, apart from appreciating its like the score. I think the score is really, really impressive. I think the coloring is super impressive. The mix of art styles is it works. It's like mixed medium in a lot of ways. I've never seen something mix this like pencil scratch kid drawing with like MS Paint quality bitmap. And it makes sense because sort of they're equally as childish in their respective sort of tracks, but like it's interesting to mix physical and digital that way, but it still works kind of. I'm curious to see what else they do with that. And that's kind of what I think what also makes it feel a little bit more like Hylics. There's something physical about it. But even like the pencil scratch stuff has been digitized like at a super low resolution, so it matches. Like if it were 4K, like pencil colorings in, I think that would look very bizarre, but that gives it more visual consistency for sure. Oh, fair enough. I've been hemming and hawing on this game for a while and haven't been able to make myself pull the trigger. It's, you know, it's like, what, 20 bucks? That can seem pretty rough for what on the surface could just be like another RPG Maker game. Which, you know, that was Undertale, right? So I think you can roll, you can hit it big sometimes, but yeah, beating the house in those kinds of games can be a little, it can be a little hit and miss. Okay, they're teaching me how to save. We are trucking right along. Someday they're going to teach me how to equip things. Maybe I'll get to learn how to use items. Perhaps they'll even tell me what critical hits do. I would like to save, thank you. That's a pretty cozy save file. Gotta admit. Damn, I need to do like a hipster. Okay, yeah, there's a heal spot. I'm gonna get in combat soon. I'm gonna do this like really hipster art exhibit, and all it is screenshots of save file rolls in games, and that's it. Just with like a save file in it, maybe with like a name or a date stamp, and you just walk through it and you get thoughts or whatever because it's art. That seems cool. 2 drink minimum. Sounds super artistic. Yeah. Get this, it's gonna be like wood and like stone walls, and it's gonna have those stupid little lights on the roof. I'll hire a DJ. I gotta admit, I didn't read what you said. I was too busy. I was lost in reverie about my my weird avant-garde art installation. I don't know if you could do that, because that's like 100% other people's copywritten material. Like 100%. Very little about that would be an individual's creative output, aside from taking the screenshot and printing it. What is this game? I'm trying to figure that out. Isn't that pop art? I like where your head's at, Gonzo Genius. Alright, you're hired. You're my lawyer. I like the cut of your jib. We are getting sued though, so this is your you gotta figure this out. This is your problem now. I got things to do. You know how it is. I gotta keep the business operating. This beat is alright. It swings a little bit. There's something that occurred to me a while ago about Earthbound's soundtrack. It's just truly how eclectic the like musical inspirations are. It's kind of all over the map, rhythmically. It's got, like, jazz tracks, it's got, like, salsa tracks, it's got bossa nova tracks, so I always thought it was really cool, the musical breadth of it, and this song is pretty out there, too, musically speaking. That beat is all over the place. This is cozy, but it'll get on my nerves after 15 minutes. Most of the music's been like that so far, but most of it has not outstayed its welcome. So I think it's, there's craft there. I do. I will say, like, he's got candy on his back. It is an interesting and sometimes challenging thing to have a narrative where you just play as a child and do extremely childlike things. Like, the buy-in is a little... It's an interesting proposition for you to really, really want to, like, play hide and seek. but I guess it's more trying to learn the rules of the world at this point. There's a big article on Does Warhol Fall into Fair Use, but I don't feel like reading it, so we'll never know. Knowledge lost to time. Them's the breaks. Here's the thing. When you apply for the permit to do the show, you just write down somebody else's name. So if the feds crack down on your ass, sorry, Steve Stevenson, whoever you are. You're going up the creek, my man. I'm making off with that check. It's so easy. These idiots don't think about this stuff. I'm the only one who's smart enough to think about this. It's only me. So yeah, you guys can take that one for free, I guess. Just don't put down my name. If you do, I'll know it was you. I'll come get you. Oh, what's the preferred THE delivery method here? For me, just a couple of vapes and a gummy. Which is pretty in there right now. Ready to play some hide and seek, goddamn. Jiraxis, thank you for the sub. What's the weirdest way they've found to get THC in you? I'm gonna assume enema, you know? No matter what it is, I feel like cramming it in your butt is probably the weirdest way to get it in your body. But I could be wrong. Eye drops? I mean, what about like ass vape? Is it worse if it's like an edible or a liquid that you pour into your butthole, or if like you actually find a way to like take a huge frickin' rip off a doof? Weirdest or most efficient? Yeah, those are two separate questions, aren't they? People rub things in their eyes. What? I gotta hit the ball. What are you doing? Oh. Barista since it came out. Have you heard about it? It does sound like it would be up my alley, but I haven't really looked into it, unfortunately. I should, because you're right. It does seem like my kind of thing. There's just so many games, though. It's great. Oh, did I watch the Crobecat video? Not really. I don't know. He's made some funny stuff, but I think he made, like, I can't remember what E3 it was. But he made a video and it was like, it wasn't really that cringy. Like that E3 was pretty good. And it's like, I get it. It's your trade. This is what people need you for. But at a certain point, I just kind of got exhausted of content that... There's a difference between trying to humorously put together something that's there. But at some point, his stuff kind of tilted towards trying to make things look a lot worse than they were. For the sake of the video. And then I was just like, I don't want to laugh at that anymore. I got kind of tired of laughing at that, so I just don't really watch it anymore. And with Cyberpunk especially, I was like, oh boy. I've seen enough. I've truly seen enough at this point of people being upset or outraged or pointing and laughing at Cyberpunk. I don't need any. That would not enrich my life at this point, so... Anytime spent watching a Crobecat video, to me, would be better spent just playing Cyberpunk. I would enjoy it more, and be in a better mood when I finish playing. or watching or whatever. But like I want to say like his videos. I think he's a really fucking funny editor. I'm just getting softs. Yeah, these kids suck at this game. They do. Oh well, maybe they'll get better. Is this the first time we're playing? Maybe that's it. We, as the concept of children, have just discovered play. Can YouTube content be the opposite of the negativity spiral and you become gaming's Bob Ross? I wouldn't ever think something like that might be a little bit out of my ability, but that's a wonderful comparison. And I will say that's a wonderful thing to aspire to. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I like the concept a lot. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about what that means. A happy little save point. That's the name of the art exhibit. Then I can just wear a giant fro and roll around talking to people. I feel like a lot of people would have stories, you know? You put the Resident Evil save screen in front of somebody and say, what does this make you think about? I feel like a lot of people would have interesting memories and stories to share. Any positive channels about gaming people recommend? There are, and I feel a little bad that I don't really have a mental list prepared. I'll shout out Completionist. Completionist is pretty wholesome. Kind of funny, I'd say. What's going on? This really does, in pacing and even in like writing, feel like a very dark surrealist anime. It even did that thing where it like starts with something that seems very intense and then backs away off and then starts with something more normal. Except in this case, or like something kind of deep into the story, deep into the lore. You get that what's going on sensation and then you just, oh, now it's a day at school. Doki Doki has ruined cute games for me. I'm too paranoid now. That's fun. It's always fun to see like the pace and intensity that cute, or the games with that try to subvert the rate at which they warn you that it's coming. That creeping dread, that escalating dread, when you're constantly being like, what was that? No, that's fine. Like dismissing it over and over, and then suddenly the game is like, no, dog, it's murder time. Like, welcome to nightmares, asshole. And you're like, no, they got me. That's always really fun. I enjoy that process sometimes more than like that center part where there's that playfulness of the game sort of messing with your expectation. Yeah, that something's fucky here feeling. Yeah. It's the moment where you really kind of lose that typical suspension of disbelief video game thing, which is why like I'm connecting it to that sensation of like playing what you presume to be a certain kind of game and then it becomes something else. A lot of people say Subnautica, no spoils. A lot of people say Subnautica has that twist, and I love that stuff. That second when you're like, oh, that's such a cool feeling. I've never really felt that in anything but video games. Yeah, and these colors are nice. Yeah. Get Polly. It's a very, very opinionated message. But I guess do your thing. Allow me to say that trying to escalate conversation about contentious topics, like going out of your way to do it, that's kind of timeoutable stuff. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. You gotta feel the flow, not try to bait people into arguments. That's what that comes off as. So please avoid doing that. Here comes the ominous music. Yeah, we got to get into it's got to be a turn-based battle. Scripted lost turn-based battle. And then you get like an additional party member that's super strong. I would like to request you all vibe, and that's all. Yeah. That's the whole point of that's the whole point. That's the whole point of THC Tuesday, baby. It's just vibes and rides. My flower crown. Okay. Now we got some stakes and they are escalating. Oh shit, it's a boss only zone. Shit. Ooh. Yeah, this is extremely Earthbound. The only thing missing is the oscillating background, but this music is dialed in. Oh my god, he's gonna read a sad poem. He was on whom? Oh, he's sad. Look at how sad he is. They have like whole different art sets for their statuses. Man, that poem must have really hit home, huh? I don't know what sad does, but... I don't know if any of their statuses are worth it. You actually get a health bar, that's nice. Now be an okay time to redeem a trading card. Yes, it would. Go for it. Sounds like 20% of a DDR track. Yeah, it does. Poem's so sad you take physical damage. Yeah. Damn, dude. I always like it when skills other than like physical prowess are manifested to be powerful. Or to have power equal to that of just like physical force. It's fun. I guess for somebody who always kind of lived in their head and their imagination, that the idea of projecting other skill sets into the world, or making them physical in a situation like this, where it can be like physically seen and appreciated, that's kind of nice. Yes, card. It's time for card, and actually this is a really good background track for it. It says you don't have enough? No, it redeemed. It shows it as redeemed on my end. So you're in the clear, sir. Let me actually hold on. Let me call my accountant here. Let me just dial him up here. Hey, Randy. Yep. Yeah, it's Lawrence. Yeah. Now you saw it? Yeah, it's in. Yep. It cleared. Yeah, I can hear the sirens going off. That's crazy. Yeah, well, hey, take the day off. You know, plenty of points to go around. You know what I mean? 150,000. Nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. Oh, well, everybody says hi. Yeah. All right. See you later, buddy. All right. Take it easy. All right. Yeah, we got the points. They're in. So thank you very much for that. Let's draw you a card. Let's see. You know, what do we got? What we got here? What is it gonna be? Ooh, this one. This one feels different. What is it? Oh, Dino City. What is this? Is this a sexy, dangerous dino with a leather jacket and cool shades? He's not wearing a helmet though. What is that? What is he wearing? Oh, it's headphones. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, ultra rare. That's a 5-star card, Dino City. All right. Jamie and Timmy have been accidentally transported into the TV world, and it's up to you to get them out. With the help of their dinosaur friends, Tops and Rex, they must fight their way through 6 levels of action-packed fun. Challenge. How far can you go in the first level using only your jump and pounce attack? A novice can get to the 2nd section, intermediate can get to the 4th section, and real pros of Dino City can get to Crasher, the boss. Oh boy. Well, congratulations. Do not post any personal information in chat ever for any reason. You can either whisper it to me, or I will whisper you. And I will mail that to your physical address. And then if you want me to scribble on it or anything, you can just tell me. I am here to serve. I'm gonna put those Twitch points on the market. Yep. Rolling big. Going all in on coal. They're selling it real cheap. I'm gonna buy it all. Then I'll just figure turn into one giant diamond. Easy. Nobody thought to do this. Stupid. Then I sell it back. Would y'all send cards to Europe? Yes. I send them anywhere that Postal Service operates. International stamps are not that expensive and cards are not that heavy. So, yeah, I'll send them anywhere. Actually, I'm gonna get some water. Let me beat this boss and then I'll get some water. Oh, okay, that was easy. Maybe not. It hit right in the heart. Oh, he mad now. Ah, that is cute toast. One toast has a bow. That's cute toast. Well, that was fittingly intense for like a first introduction to the combat system. Did you ever play Off? No. What is that? Yeah, this is just like a super lazy beat. a French RPG maker unsettling game. Huh. No, I'm not familiar with it. I'll check it out. Yeah. Sounds like it's directly up my alley. I am a fan of experimental retro RPGs, I guess. It's crazy. There's literally everything. No matter what kind of game you like, no matter when it was made or what kind of way it was made, there's a good current version of it. It's crazy. No room to be mad. There's this many games. It's crazy, crazy. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's go look at potatoes, I guess. Am I about to go to the world map? Played Outer Wilds? Oh yeah. I loved that game. Ah. That is a cute little guy. Your magic is called juice? Oh boy, they're just going right for the heart of it, aren't they? Juice gives you magic power? Yeah. Or I guess, technically, you put juice in a child so that it can write a sad poem and bum somebody out. That's a pretty great, like, gameplay to narrative transition. I love tying, like, gameplay mechanics to narrative devices. So that, like, the logical flow of how the game world actually works is pretty great. Like, Yakuza's really good for that, too. You put a beer in Kiryu, and then he walks across the street and then throws somebody headfirst into a wall. Oh, Yakuza's sick as hell. Okay. Basil's house. That's where we're headed. Zoom. We got random encounters. What are we doing here? It's not allowed to if this is Earthbound style. There have to be sprites on the map. Oh, Jesus, Basil. Come on. Come on now. You're giving me cavities with this. Oh, shoot. That reminded me I haven't brushed my teeth this morning. Okay, well, I'll do that when I go get water. Oh. Our first catch of the day. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. I was just wondering the other day of, like, why didn't they do more, digitization of actual photos on, like, SNES era? I guess they just straight up took too much space, but there's a few times when they do, and it looks great. Backdrops in Final Fantasy VI have just a little bit of that. Man, that rhythm is great. It's got that breakbeat. Oh, and it goes through cycles? Okay. It's a JRPG battle theme, yeah. Okay, so it works like Rage and Final Fantasy, basically. I wonder if sadness is the invert of that. More defense, less attack. Which might have made that boss fight take longer than it needed to. Sadness just seemed like a good status effect, I don't know. Not only is the imagination more broad and less pinned down, but also childhood memories are more skewed than the adult brain. Yeah. Oh, by the adult brain? Oh, children are a great way to get a narrative through which trippy shit happens without drugs or mental illness. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. thinking about the world from a child's mind does immediately put you in a mode where you don't get buffeted out by boundaries too much. I always like the attempts of narratives involving humans that also involve a down the rabbit hole kind of sensibility. And sometimes that can be a little too literal. Like, I've been thinking I randomly watched After Hours a few nights ago. Very interesting, but I guess probably like one of those movies where you're like, oh yeah, that movie. But it kind of does that. It has an interesting way of trying to get you to accept things outside the boundaries of normal world stuff. And at some point the movie does literally tell you, okay, the rules are starting to slip. But it does have a really nice kind of escalation and like schism from reality kind of feeling. But it's very, very hard, yeah, when you're dealing with real human adults to get away with that in ways that don't push people out. Feels like the easiest way is to just literalize it. Like, you know, something like The Matrix, superpowers. I guess that's one of the, that's the thing about Twin Peaks. It very freely walks over those lines. It's one of the few things to do it, and a lot of people don't like that about it. Ah! A dangerous and hostile, ugly plant creature. It says it is smart, but I do not believe it. It is not. It smells like dirty laundry. I love that it shows you the background art. And like, just like, there's no way an RPG like this would have a blur effect, but it looks pretty good. Fits. God, my mind was blown when I was educated about the different colors of roses and what the colors mean. Wait, Gladiolas? That's the homie from Final Fantasy 15. Is that a real thing? Is that the name of a flower? I'd never heard that word before playing that game. That's to do with the titties. It is! Is he really named after a flower? What? I don't know why that hits me, but it does. Hold on a minute. Well, what do you know? Why did that open a pop-up? I see. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it. Interesting. Can you vape it? Hell yeah, you can. Hell yeah, dog. You can vape anything you want. Tin Roof Rusty, thank you for the sub. I have bad news, but Cloud is also something in real life. Oh my god, I just thought Cloud's the same. Do you think he's called Cloud because he didn't have a solid definition as a thing, as a person, you know? Never thought about that before. That may actually be like he was kind of ephemeral, he was kind of a ghost at the beginning of the game. Now granted, his mom didn't know that in lore when she named him, but sometimes these things happen. Okay. Happy is crit up. More crit, less hit chance. Cool. There's a famous bad fanfiction about Rain Strife, Cloud Strife's sibling. God, I have missed so much in this world. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that tab open there. Oh, I almost said, is that it? I didn't mean that. I just expected with a premise like that, if you're like introducing an entirely new Strife boy into the Final Fantasy verse, I expected, I don't know, a bit longer of a screed. Don't you want water after the boss? Yeah, I keep picking up my cup. You're right. I should get up and get some water. I'll be right back. Thank you for reminding me. Hey, Commander. See you, Commander. Apologies in advance. I didn't set up another thing. Yeah, I'd have to download. Yeah, I won't do it. No, this is fine. Sure. Oh, okay. Oh, that's how this works. Got it. We got our rock, paper, scissors. Our rock, paper. So you have to like manipulate your emotional state to battle effectively? Huh. I do like that angry. So cute. Actually, man, these faces are all very cute. I take it back. It's all cute. And it's even on grid paper. Like. Interesting to remember. Angry beats sad, beats happy, beats angry. Put it out of its misery? Need to make people angry, yeah. Okay. That's why... That makes more sense then that, like, enemies would have sprite work specific to their status effect because it is the core mechanic of the game. That makes sense. Ugh. Oh, it's fine. Like the music? Yeah, me too. Massage. It's good. Learn the skill early. Will be an asset to the universe. God, this like warbling reverse echo piano. It's creepy. You can have a nice picnic. Why is the main character still depicted as, like, black and white? That'll probably be a thing. I don't know why it only just now occurred to me. If you want an indie RPG with great music, check out Ikenfell? Huh. Wow, okay. I'm gonna this is gonna be a weird. This is gonna sound weird, all right? If you're an adult, but I'm gonna choose this moment to remind you that you can pretty much eat as much fruit as you want. Like, it might like, if you go overboard, yeah, it might be unhealthy, but you can just have fruit whenever you want it. If you're an adult, you can just do that. You can just buy it and eat it, and fruit is delicious. Eat more fruit is what I'm saying. It's great. I'm trying to switch my like Gushers fruit. They're fruit flavored. Let's say that also counts. Let's say that like inspired by fruit also good. In the same room with a fruit at some point. Great as well. Maybe even like adjacent rooms because some of that wind that wind can blow, you know. Yeah, go eat some grapes. You want to chomp on something delicious and sweet and has a pleasing texture? Get you some grapes. Chomp on them. I buy fruit and constantly forget I have fruit. It's such a waste of money because I am an idiot. I'm the exact same way. I'll just be sitting there on the couch being like, I want something that's easy to eat and tastes good. And then there's like a perfect peach, like just sitting in my drawer being like, asshole, I'm right here. I'm like, there, I don't have anything. I'm not going to get up and look either because then I might see it and eat it and be happy. So I'll just sit here and waste away. I'll sit here and feel my spine compress, vertebra by vertebra. Yeah, I want food. I want food. I say making my 4th Hot Pocket. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I felt a bit justified in reminding everyone in this exact second. You can just eat a banana. Like, you can just do that. Bananas are good. And they're kind of fun to eat, right? It's fun to peel them. Just do it. They're cheap, too. Damn, they're cheap. Have to get up, wash it, cut it up. What the fuck? Well, some of them you gotta work a little bit. There's an orange tree in my backyard. And my god, is it producing some of the most beautiful oranges. Like, giant motherfuckers, too. Like, I kind of just wanted to just smash it on my face. Because I bet that would feel great. The size of these oranges, just... I guess, like, juicing it like you're in The Simpsons. I get it now. I get why somebody might juice an orange that way. This seems like a giant boy. This game has been lacking in thick. Appropriately, because the cast is bad, but now we got a thick onion, so that's good. It's a fucking Pringles onion. You're gonna sell me a tube of chips. I'm gonna take them. This game is awesome. Old boy. I say, hello, children. So I can make him sad, and then make me angry. I didn't look at what massage does. Yeah, he's black and white in combat too. Interesting. Oh, it just resets the motion. All right. My friend has an orange tree, and this year they had so much juice it felt pornographic to eat them in front of others. Yeah, it's been the same for me. They just like gushing on my hands and stuff. I typically have to like wipe up the floor, and you're like, dang. That got messy. It's good though, it makes you feel alive. That was a good hit. Okay. Hey, what's up, Era? Thank you for the sub. We got team up attacks. So, oh geez, we got a meter? Yo, we got meters! Love it. Oh, is it like something timing based? Just attack and you'll see. Say what? Huh. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks like the Pringles guy. It does. Huh. Interesting. That's a wild mechanic. I'll just play with this some. I want to see what looking at does. Yeah, I never have enough energy. Okay, hold on. They literally beat it with the power of friendship. Hanging out and shooting hoop. Depending on who the characters pass a turn to, you can get different moves going on, and they decrease or increase depending on where you are on the story. Huh. That's pretty cool. That's a really cool way to, like, slip in, like, spontaneous events. And I actually might need to slow the text speed if that's where that stuff's gonna happen. Like, if they get really fancy with the, like, the text roll, I'm getting the impression they might. In other text RPG feeds, you're basically just looking for the numbers. Like, scanning for status effects and the word critical hit. Some of them are real simple, but you may want to slow it down so you can figure out who's doing what. Yeah, I'm having to track the names a lot more closely now. It's weird that they're just literally tutorializing me about the game. I mean, I'm glad they're doing it. They said you have to equip skills? But, oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think anyone's got anything new. Yeah, it seemed to slot in massage automatically. But maybe that was just a early game, got your back covered. Thank you for the gifting subs. Did the Earthbound thing and grinded out a lot, so I just have an ace team. I'm guessing I'll be able to get to a place with, like, more unlimited and open combat soon. Game does have a pretty relaxed wind-up. Let's say relaxed. It's not slow quite yet. I do think it's like important to communicate the tone the game is, or the tone and the pace the game is asking you to get into. Kind of like a Persona wind-up, a little bit. And like Persona does that because the ride's going to take 80 hours, and they don't want to like maybe misdirect you or have a point where you crash. Like, be pretty straight up with people. This is going to be a long tale, or told in a told at a particular pace. It becomes a real RPG later. Ooh, baby, that's really exciting. Very rare that you can have both those things, you know? Like the total harmony, complete package. New music, new artwork, new game concepts, new mechanical systems, new story concepts, and for all of those things to be new, but for them all also to work together, and they're all good versions of themselves. That's when it's like, ooh, that's big chef's kiss material. That's the quickening. But it's also the absolute hardest thing to do. just do all that. Do it all correct. Jeez, I can't imagine. The people who get it, I wonder. Like, how much of it is 100% known, planned, executed, and how much of it is everything just kind of aligned at the right time. Feels like to some degree there has to be some sprinkle of magic in there somewhere. This game has some really fun characters. I know this chat will get real excited for. Ooh. This game is like the amalgamation of my memories of games that are all faulty but cozy. It's like this game is based off a collective unconscious ideal of old games. Shit. Now that's... Woo! That is indeed a totally rad observation, Buska. I wonder, because I think you could say the same of Undertale, justifiably. How much of that is on purpose and how much of that is just what happens, you know? This, how much of it is internalized and re-expressed in a subconscious way? I'm not even fucking high, but there you go. Oh, I appreciate it. You don't have to be high, if you know what I mean. You can be high, you can have high Q. You can be so smart. You are just fucking ripping IQ dubs all the time. And that's you, Buska. Clearly. Brains coming out the ears. I like it. When that becomes like a story concept, it's always tough to know where the line is anymore. How much is it the artist intentionally directing and crafting things, and how much of it is just their inner child wallowing around and lamenting their age? I don't even know you can decide where they go. Wait a minute. Do I gotta like a match the spot? Oh. I was about to say, this is going to be an interesting, like, exercise to kind of drill the player on narrative comprehension if they have to match the pictures to story events, but I'm okay with just, like, little tactical mini-games where you interact with stuff. This reminds me of Undertale. 100% understandable. I think at a glance, there's really no other game to compare it to. I mean, Lisa, as somebody else had brought up. There was another, like, another mother-like, which, dear God, I hope becomes a thing. I thought there was another one, a pretty high-profile-ish one. You could say Hylics, but... I'm thinking of now. I guess it was like Y2K, but I installed it. I want to check that one out. I've heard it's not good. But it'd be interesting to see the attempt. Oh, shit. She went anime crazy. Oh, no. We got our twist. It's coming. Tie your shoelaces together, guys. Tuck your pants into your socks. We're going to anime crazy town. Shit's getting weird. Anime girl's got red eyes. Oh, damn it. Yeah, zip it up. Yeah, shit. Yep. Good stuff. Now there's a heartbeat. Great. Maybe I get to do it again, but I get to be in color this time. You knew it? Yeah. It was all a pleasant game. I've been like... It's interesting. I don't know if this is exploring some of these ideas. I don't know where this is going yet, which is exciting, but... I've been playing Crosscode, and that game goes some places. It does. I'm surprised, and I'm starting to get the sense that there may be some similar themes here. That wasn't there before. That wasn't there before. Well, let me just open my journal, check it out. Today I visited my friends. Everything was okay. Hear that Doki Doki? Do you think it's just a reference to Doki Doki Literature Club? Boy, that would be wild. That would be wild but fitting, I think. Without knowing anything about this game, I think there's a theme that Omori is the creator's feeling of not really having fond nostalgic memories for their past, but remembers being around people who had better times, or they remember them as being better. Huh. Okay. Or maybe it's this, maybe it's somebody remembering their own childhood juxtaposed against the popular sentiment of what childhood is. So when they think about it, they see this, like, nostalgic, perfect, pastel, like children playing innocently forever vision of their childhood, but their childhood experience didn't exist, or they weren't allowed to experience it or something, so they self-project as this, like a muted, broken individual that can only experience this one fairy tale day. We'll see. Brawley, thank you for the sub. I sent out your card today. Well, that's a lie. It was actually too windy outside. So, I filled out your card today, and it's waiting to mail. Felt nice. It's good to feel nice. Well, I picked up a knife last time. All good and normal. These are all good and normal things. Just wiggle around the arm sperm? No big deal. Huh. You can kind of thread through them. This is probably... Oh, god damn it. Shucks, that means there's a lot of explorable space. Oh, okay. Are you guided by the heartbeat? I was thinking about that, Nick, but it doesn't really feel like it's trying to echolocate me in any way. Have you heard of Corpse Party? I've heard of it, but I haven't played it. But most people, like, seem to recommend it. I haven't heard anyone say, like, Corpse Party is overrated. Corpse Party is a hell of a time. Interesting. God damn it. Okay. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Fallen? How you doing? I'm trapped in a void of I'm trapped in a purgatory devoid of childlike innocence. We playing some art today. Hope you came prepared. Ooh. Which is what about in the game though? Pretty much same. Same. Damn it! Okay, so it's actually not as big as it seems. Okay. I feel like you're getting closer. What's up, cat? No! God. Why did that sound disturb me? I feel like I have feelings towards this cat. I'm worried about this cat. Damn it. When I think about Corpse Party, I just think of the line, butter up my pooper. Interesting. Jesus Christ. That's some Higurashi quality shit right there. It took so long to figure out. I just had to think, like, there's only so many things to interact with. Just kind of ticking down the list. We gonna get a late title card? This game seems so desperately, like, upset about the loss of childhood. Very surface level impression. I'm sure it's so much more than that, but I'm curious. That was pretty intense. What's your favorite way to make eggs? King egg. Lately, I've been getting into cooking at low temperature, and then putting a lid on and then letting it kind of cook with a lid on for a minute or two. So it just kind of like warms and hardens up the yolk a little bit. And then I'll like put it over a toasted English muffin or something like that. So like the yolk kind of runs into the toast and then I can eat it with that. So that's what I've been doing lately. I've been trying to experiment about like easy to make but still delicious breakfasts that hit like 300 to 400 calories. So I've been experimenting with eggs. Trying to get my egg game on point. The best gift you can give yourself is to get really good at cooking eggs. I guess his name was Sunny. Sure. Wanted to be spooked, not depressed. Yeah, Ansem, it's like... I don't know if this counts as spooky, as more as it does sap away your will to live. Or get horrifically depressed about the linear nature of time. Okay, now we earthbound. There's that weird, like, electronic hum. Are they trying to replicate the sound of tinnitus? Or is it just, like, vague electronic whine? It's really effective. And it's, like, panning around? It's so crazy. That is much lower frequency than my tinnitus. Yeah, I would guess it's too low. Sounds like squeaky brakes. Huh. Sounds like AC. I think it's supposed to be the shit what you hear when you're alone. Yeah. It really does sound like annoying silence, but that has a sound, and that's really cool. Like that's kind of it. So, and there are crickets outside too, yeah, but I do think it is just the sound of being alone. I like this nighttime rim-lit sprite. Like there's always a glowing CRT behind him. I'm always hyper fascinated by like... So mixed medium again? You know how like it wouldn't look right if the pencil scratching were like super high res? But that's like a really crisp, realistic door ka-chunk. So I'm always like... I don't know, it works. But why doesn't it... I guess it would work either way. I don't know. Just interesting to note. Oh, see you, Rudy. I don't know how much longer you'll be going. I'm glad you're enjoying this. You gotta keep going. Yeah. I mean, it's still changing its style and its gameplay and everything. It's just rotating through a lot of stuff. It's really cool so far. Does it change the portrait? It does. So now I'm real life Omori, but that is like, that's like 16-bit SNES Omori? SNES Omori? I don't know. Interesting. Wonder if they experimented with footstep sounds. Feels like it would fit nicely, but a part of me likes the lone whine and crickets. Footsteps are tough. Because they can get repetitive real fast. They can be a really overbearing sound effect. And it's like, if you're a kid, probably barefoot, it kind of makes sense that there wouldn't be like thump 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 thump. Oh, you too scared? Oh shoot, I'm hungry. Right. Footsteps drive me crazy usually. Oh Christ. Oh God above. That sounds scary. Man, I think maybe it's just like dream sequences? Are we going for this? Okay. Oh, fuck. We don't have to go down here. Oh, I'm hungry though. Yeah. I don't know. King Egg to address that. I'm just in a, like... The gimmick was fun, but I feel like it's run its course. Ooh. Mostly from Sean. I'm trying to ignore him to see if he'll stop. And if he doesn't, might have to time him out. Are these the wiggle fingers of hunger? I think they are. Oh, don't wiggle me. You should have a snack. Remember, you can eat fruit, little kid. As long as you have some. Wouldn't an apple be delicious? You want a high five? Maybe that. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh. No. Stop it. Who's leaving these knives around? Oh boy. Oh, he's gonna get me. Shit. Oh, fuck me. Oh, is this like literalizing an anxiety attack? And then you like wake up standing in another room kind of thing? Huh. One second. Yeah, let's bop that down there. Yeah, and I'm not Omori anymore. Or Omori is like a non-specific spirit that moves through the lives of other sad children, or he like curses them or something. Gives them nightmares. How far are you? I've been playing for about an hour and a half. But, you know, I tend to be pretty thorough, which is to say slow, I think, when I play games like this. Come on, man. Damn it. God damn it. Let's go to the fridge. Let's get a snack. Cold steak. Yum. Is it raw? Okay. Shit, let's walk past the knife. Microwave that steak. For some reason. God, that is... that sound like... God, that sound gave me anxiety. Shit. I don't know why. That was so piercing. That sounded real as fuck, right? I was like... I thought it was my microwave. Yeah, that was really impressive sound work. I guess, okay. I was noting how, like, it was weird that they were realistic sounds. That might be why. They're establishing, like, sound effects are realistic in this world, or that's the pairing they do, so they can fuck with you like that. That's great. Nothing else is gonna work. Like, well, they're already doing mixed medium, too, so they can pretty much throw visually whatever at you that they want. Pretty brilliant, now that I think about it. What was I going to do? I forgot. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at my inventory and see if I can just eat the food. Oh man, it's my favorite food. That has got to be an Earthbound reference. Right? Don't make me take this knife. Can I just eat my steak and go to sleep? Shit. Probably not. a steak knife. For cutting steak. Well done steak, because I'm a kid, you know. Sure. Let's be careful. Though, let's just be careful. This is a weird... It's a weird thing to eat at like 3 a.m. Actually, no way to take it back. That would be awesome. Roll out of bed, eat like a giant slab of red meat, and then go back to sleep. Oh, I take it back. I just looked at my microwave. Dude. I don't need this night to go this way. I don't need to have food poisoning. Meat drunk? Maybe? Yeah. Got the meat sweats. I have a little Waken steak. Just have a sterno burner next to your bed. Just have a little steak warming in there overnight. A little sous vide. Sous vide on a timer. The beep is what wakes you up. Then you just roll over, rip open the bag. You need to do that pan sear though. That's what you look like when you're high on meat. You smoke too much grade A sirloin. Oh, great. Hey, what's up, Jock Nor? Goodness. Yeah. Don't do nighttime steak, everybody. If you eat steak after midnight, you'll trip balls and then throw up. Oh boy, though, that was a good stretch. Hey, stretch time, everybody. Give yourself a nice little stretch. How do I look? Better, I guess, yeah. Yeah, it's like gremlins. Alright, well, fuck. Maybe they'll go away? It's just a game, it can't hurt me. Okay. We don't have the, Nah! Everything's good. How's the old sketchbook looking? Maybe that was there before. Maybe I just didn't flip all the way to the end. Anything out here? And then well-meaning hand sperms? Nope. Alright. Great, thanks. Guess I'll check the old... Oh. What the fuck? Hangman? Collect the keys to fill in the blanks. Correct keys will be discarded to the right. That's a lot of stuff. These are all over the place. Okay, that's a lot of keys. Thanks. Open the Hangman menu. Okay, I found the Hangman menu. I guess I better go find some keys. Oh, maybe that's one. Is this becoming its own, like, Metagame? Okay. That's the other map. I got very lucky guessing that button. Yeah, actually, hold on a minute. Does this game have... God damn it. What's the... I don't know if I can get to that menu. Oh, there we go. Does it have, like... Can you change the icons? Because it's... I mean, there are icons in the game. They're right there. But... Oh! Fantastic. Gosh, I feel silly. Okay. Map, I guess. Hooray. Of all the childhood games to play, Hangman. The most innocent, the most pure. Ah, yes. The least thematically complicated. And we're back. Okay. So this person is trapped in a weird existential loop. In some kind of, like, dreamlike dimension. I'm checking on Tenty. How's it going? Pretty good. I've already smashed the watermelon and returned the stuffed animal. Snakesy is here. Nope, it's just Snake. Free clams. Like to see it. Make some toast. Good stuff. Photo of someone familiar. And like a shrine of remembrance. Kind of reminds me of the shadow and the... gross. What is this? Oh, right. The Hangman characters. Oh, that's wonderful. That music sting, the mixed media, that's great. I love it. I'm a big, big fan of that. That, like, kind of pop... like, magazine collage look. Just wonderful. What's up, Stardog? What is up? Aha, let's play hide and seek. Well, we're all innocent children. Stardog just chilling in COVID-free New Zealand. I'm going to politely ask you to go out to a pub or something and just have a beer and say hi to somebody. I want you to do that and enjoy it, because I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'd like to think that if somebody can, they are. You don't have to. I didn't mean to imply on your time. Or, impose on your time. You should, though. You should, though. My parents own one, I shall do many. Ah, you're warm in my heart. Delightful. I truly am glad to hear that, like, there are places in the world that are able to get through this. I feel like it's... like, I hope life's good. That's the reward, right? For handling it right. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're all excited to actually start tackling the problem tomorrow. That's exciting. I'm gonna try to get champagne so Steph and I can toast when it happens. Toast to the future. And, because like I previously mentioned, I have just a whole ass load of oranges. So, when life gives you oranges, you Make mimosas. Oh, that's cute though. But I don't have a soul. Let me just... Yeah. I'm just going for it again. Oh, I have to get... That's right, I have to get all the keys now. Oh, but they want me to play along with their game. I'm here for the keys, lady. I'm here for the metagame. Although it's like... Metagame 3 levels removed. Uh-oh. Those flowers are starting to wilt. Oh, shit. They're gonna have me do this every time. Or I'm gonna feel like a monster. Well. At least I got the achieve. Thanks for the achievement, Gabe. See you next time. Speed off on my Harley. Cliff-faced as usual, I see. That's an excellent phrase. Oh, these are like quests? Huh, interesting. Didn't expect there to be anything like quest tracking. Is this first time playing? Yes. Yep. First time, I'm just over an hour and a half in. Sure. Why not? Fruit's good for you. Oh, shit. Like HD fireplace crackle? Hey, what's up, Ains J? How are you? Does this keep making me think there are birds behind me in my room? My speakers are trash. This is awesome sound design. Firefly, I'm growing increasingly enamored with the audio as well. It's astoundingly well written, but I think it winds into these like tonal shifts so perfectly. I will say this is also like... I feel like it's also very anime in that it's introduced several storylines that are related, but each one seems to have its own like rules and lives in its own sphere of reality, which is a very anime thing. So those trees are straight up Earthbound trees though. Hold on a second. Oh wait, yeah, right. Okay. Well, those are shrubs. They're like, there we go. So like this pattern here, these trees. Straight up! It's just a little more pastel, but yeah. Let's see. Christ. I just want to look at the picture. It's right there. Well, whatever. There's even a butterfly. Another Earthbound thing. So does that appear as a quest now? Huh. Vast forest. There was a game. What was it called? Radiant Historia? I can't remember. There was a JRPG that was like one of the few Gen 7 JRPGs that hit. And I thought it was going to be what this is. Like a pretty dark exploration of like childhood. I don't know, childhood tainted with weird stuff, because I think it's like the framing device is like in the mind of a kid with a terminal disease or something like that. Maybe I'm making that up, but I remember thinking, oh man, that might go places, and it just totally didn't. Pinwheel Forest, maybe? Hey, what's up, MCMK? Haven't caught up with you for a minute. Hope you were... Ooh! Area pan? A little introduction, a little establishing shot. Like it. I like it. Hope you're well. Hope everyone in chat is doing good and is healthy. To many more great adventures. Yes. We're on one right now. Thank you very much. Thank you for the resub. Also, Fungus, thank you very much. Twitch says you're my most watched streamer of last year. Here's to another year of hardcore gaming. Look at how hardcore! Yes! Oh, I love it. I love the energy. Oh, there's a talking bird. Another mother thing. Damn, I'm out of water again. Look at that rock. Hector. Hector the rock. I've never been in love with a blob of pixels before. Actually, that bunny's pretty cute too. Hey, what's up, Timo? What's up? Playing some pretty awesome, pretty deep indie stuff. This is great. That was a fun little skit. Okay. Yeah, you're thinking Earthbound. Oh, okay, it is Earthbound. Yeah. Oh, cool. Man, this moves a lot. Went from angry to sad in one turn. I didn't quite track all that. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's really cute. I don't want that character to ever not be happy now. Okay. Jesus. Are those reliable? Like, is that thing, that interaction, always going to make that character happy? Or are you kind of rolling the dice on what the outcome might be? Huh. Because yeah, if you can kind of ride this wave of rolling people's emotional states to something beneficial to you based on what you're fighting, each person reacts to each other differently. Huh. Okay. So like, one character will reliably make another character angry, or one character will reliably make another character sad. Is that how that works? It depends what's going on in the story. Oh my gosh. Is it possible to like, to predictably track that? Or do you always just kind of go for it and what happens, happens? If it's changing that much, and it's per character, it seems like it would be difficult to know what's going to happen. We saw that the hero makes Aubrey happy. I guess that's, yeah. I'll have to remember all that. So for that, she regained health? I think it was like she looked at him before, and this time he called her. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be, I think, trying to mentally map the function that I want to the, like, the spirit of the game. So if I wanted to heal somebody, how would I do it? A bit of a mystery to me right now. I guess items would be a reliable way. Maybe the rest of it is just experimenting. Seeing if trends sort of emerge. Alright. Hero might not make everyone else happy. Okay. Oh shit. I was not paying attention. Wait. They just kind of stared at each other wordlessly for a little bit? That sounds about right. Shit. Oh, she just gets another attack. Okay. Oosh. Okay. Okay. It's kind of difficult for me to track who's getting hit and how hard. Because there's not really any animation for it. You know, usually that, like, you see the health bar skip down, but then there's, like, another health bar that sort of tracks. So if you're late looking at it, you can see just how much bar you lost. This isn't very intuitive gameplay. I mean, yeah, that's another way of saying there just aren't many games like it. I don't know that I'm ready to say it's not intuitive. I think sometimes that can get confused with, I've played this game a lot before, so it's familiar. It's trying to do something else, and I respect that. I think when that happens, you kind of owe a game a little bit of time to settle in. Curious what people's interactions with Omori will be. Are they all just kind of staring at him like he's a cardboard box? I guess, you know what? Okay, something just occurred to me. That gives you something to do during, like, every, like, random encounter. That's the problem with JRPGs, right? Is you're just tabbing through them, doing the same old thing. This at least it creates an area of experimentation where you can sort of probe into the characters and how they react to each other. That makes sense. And that way it gives you, like, it kind of drip feeds something. Like, some element of the story experience to you as you're playing. I don't know if that's how it works out, but I always really like that. It reminds me of stuff like what Left 4 Dead would do. Of like, okay, this time when you're playing, these NPCs have this conversation that you just randomly heard this time. And it gives you a little bit more insight into their relationships with each other. It's neat. I really, really like that stuff. And I think that's what this is going for. And I like that. I like that. Alright. Break time. I gotta get more water and use the restroom. See you in a bit. Thought you would escape. No, back into the hallway of childlike terrors. That's what we're doing today. We're exploring our literal nightmares. Merry Christmas, Ansem. Merry Christmas, you too. Can you get him from? No, you can't. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, same effect. I guess is like Hero the healer, so if he interacts with people, he heals them, maybe? I guess I'll find out. Dauber, thank you for the sub. Love Christmas Bird and Ernie. Yeah. That's pretty wholesome, that whole thing. I mean, when is Sesame Street not wholesome? Oh, shield. Free B, though. Let me get that beat. It's a very ominous message. It's also a very long bridge. Jesus, maybe this was a bad idea. I mean, they did tell me to go back to the forest. Maybe I should go back to the forest. Well, maybe I can just bookmark this. B is for bookmark. Come back later. Explore more. What's up, Morgie? What's the combat system? Just pressing attack? No! Hey, quite a bit more than that, actually. There is a rock, paper, scissors status effect system. And the status effects are basically your emotional state. So the goal is to, I guess, get the status advantage. See, like, the onion on the right is sad. So if I hit him while I'm angry, I'll do more damage. The kicker is this, like, meter on top of fight. You have, like, team energy that you can spend on team interactions that produce a variety of effects. And that's the system I'm still trying to figure out. Ignores defense when Omori is also sad. So Omori can read sad poetry to himself and then stab somebody so effectively that their defense doesn't matter. That's his superpower. Let's go for it. Huh, okay. A nice little stab, why not? Damn it! Right in the heart. Okay. Okay, I get it. That's cute. Five heart. It's an insult. 30's not really that much. Well... Take another attack. Oh, okay. Well, they're not afraid to put some damage on you. That's good. I sometimes get a little. I think for a while, JRPG nostalgia was at a point where like people just wanted a really cozy, comfy ride, which is fine. But those games didn't really stick. I kind of like having to use the systems. I love the toast. Yeah, it's very cute. It's a great way. Very cute way of showing that. Also, yeah, weaponized depression. The nature of you like manipulating your own emotions and then like attacking enemies is pretty great. What are you? Oh, the wise rock. Hello. Give solid advice in exchange for clams. I mean, I got a fair amount of clams. Let's invest in some solid advice. Here's your advice. Pain doesn't last forever. I hope this helps. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks. No, I guess that... No, that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. I tried to roll with it, just not doing it. Twice. I want her to get mad. I think Hero's Call restores health. Let me see. I hope I get to his turn without him dying. Okay. Well, okay then. All right. Very well. What was the liminal space that you were in before? Where the party are all in a room in space? What was that place? Yeah, the school? I don't know. It's just some random interior that then opens to outside. Keep my boy in the juice. Yeah. Keep that sugar rush rolling so he keeps cooking food for us. Hey, Terra Trouble. Just jumped in and this game's art style is friggin' dope. It is. I agree. Okay. That is sound in the game. It's pretty windy here today. But I was like, ooh, that's pleasant. It's a pleasant wind atmosphere. Okay, so they put the enemies in like walking juncture points where you can kind of slip through if you want, but you're more inclined to like run into them. I'm onto that. That's all right. It's a good balance. Letting people who want to do the fights do the fights. Making it so enemies are like guarding visible treasures and things. It's an upside down bunny ball. Funky Chunder, that's a really good name. What's your method of THC tonight? Edible and vape. That's the one too. Okay, I wanna experiment with using Hero's Call. It requires getting to the end of the turn order. Okay. So I can... If I want to be boring, I can basically, like... Well, let's see. That was to Aubrey, though. Let's... I don't know if I'll have enough energy. Jeez. Can't really be self-sufficient off of party energy, I don't think. At least not until there's more gear or something. This forest is filled with snacks. That's dope. Yeah, I was just thinking... it might be snack time for me. Maybe. This is really good, though. I'm excited to see what's next. Get out of here, bunny ball. Oh, it's filling it in automatically. Oh, I'm sure that won't be terrifying. Great. Good. We played Hades. Oh, yes. I'm going to be streaming it tomorrow. I've not played it yet. I only heard good things. It's very, very, very good. It's the best of a lot of action RPGs, mixed up in a really cool new way. I hope you enjoy it. Ugh, that hurts so much. Yeah, I feel like doing 2 attacks might just be superior. Especially if I get it at the start of every fight. And if that makes it so I can kill the enemy before it can attack. That's kind of what it all hinges on, of whether or not I accumulate damage or not. Oh, Pie Fanatic, thank you for the sub. This looks super chill and enjoyable. It's had its moments of intensitude. It's pretty chill right now. But it can mix it up on you. Alright. I assume there will be support skills that boost energy gain? Yeah, or using it as a mechanic to, like, incentivize using the weakness system properly. Played Doom Eternal off your recommendation and loved it, so I'm sure I'll love it. I'll be sure to let you know. Ooh. Yeah, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it then. If you like Doom Eternal. Man. This is gonna be rough, I think. This means I can shut it out quickly. I think it has to be 2 turns. Oh, that's good. Or he's sad. Okay. It's still moved, but closer. Hey Bojano, how's it going? Very well. This game rules. Boy, is it sad enough. I need some juice. I need to get some juice in him, but he has to stay sad. That's very important. Oh, Ethan, thank you for gifting a sub. Everybody's getting sad. This is all about. Love those level ups. Meepalox came here from lookatmyasshole.com. Love to hear it. Welcome. You've arrived at the best stream in the best possible way. It's like pulling up in a stretch limo. That's what that's like. Throwing on the shades. Flashing that $1 million Rolex. Everyone in chat knows. Someone just brought the heat. There's an important player in chat. A stretched Hummer? Okay, yeah. With like a foghorn installed. people who go to that URL are champions of the human condition. So they get to drive up in whatever car they want. Huh, wait, what? Did that loop? So I'm still trying to find Basil. Yeah, Pie Fanatic, there's been some nightmarish moments, for sure, already. Oh, you just described Twitch.tv. Oh, and that's the motto. Having fun takes too much effort, so watching my friends have fun is enough for me. You can't discount that, though, actually. Watching people you like enjoy themselves is very therapeutic. Tetherball. Womp womp. This is the focus of an entire season of this show. Where's the tetherball? Is that in the music? Go get the ball, got it. Huh? Terror says never again. Is that what you were putting into chat? Bitdefender blocked that address? What? Crap. Yeah, there's something about redirects through GoDaddy that some browsers actually ping it as not good. I don't know what it is because just it works in Chrome and I haven't really cared to like look into it. It's a dumb joke and not worth like fixing problems for, but I was thinking about this sort of aggressive this aggressive sort of sad form of Japanese. It's basically just nani. Huh. Is there like a word for it? Or its own classification? I have a guest. Burley has joined the party. Huh? One expertly, surgically placed, synthesized meow. Little brother, huh? I thought I was supposed to be a, connectionless ghost in this world. Aw, that's very nice. Omori has wonderfully supportive friends. Aw. That's what kids hear when they eat candy. Like, the engine turning on. I miss being able to eat candy with the single-minded focus and relish that I did as a child. There's just something about fucking just sugar that strikes through your core as a small child. I guess it's on my mind now thinking about, you know, staring at literal childhood, but I don't think you ever, like, enjoy something as purely as that. As a kid enjoys eating just the raunchiest, shittiest food. Oh, fine, fine. Oh, wait, what? They're actually gonna... Oh, okay. Interesting. I actually didn't want to do that, but... I'm just curious, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. We were under the rainbow stump. Yes, of course. I didn't even really pay attention to that. What's up here? Guess I have to go find that ball. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, fine, fine. What's this? Oh yeah, sandcastles. That's cute. I don't know why, but the music in this game gives me the same feeling as the music in Majora's Mask gave me. I think I understand what you mean. They're both like mournful and ethereal. You played Lisa. Somebody asked that before. I did for a little bit. But I didn't finish it. And I didn't play it enough to understand everything about it either. Children under 10 literally don't have a brain or hormone limiter for sweetness. They can literally consume unlimited sugar. I think it's supposed to be an evolutionary adaptation to let children accumulate fat easily for development. That's what I figured, yeah. Or rather, the second half of that. The reasoning seems sound to me. That it only promotes survivability if a kid mainlines sugar, gets fat as hell. It's not to get you to 80, it's to get you to next week. It's like a shitty superpower. Yeah. Just being able to cram it all in your face. And also just not giving a shit about, like, you haven't been taught to, like, I guess self-limit behavior yet. If a parent allows you unlimited access to candy, then it's like, it's not on you anymore. You get to eat all this candy. Hell yeah. But as a stupid adult, when you have to take responsibility for your goddamn actions. I can eat all the candy I want, but I'm not allowed to because I don't want to die. I'm gonna pet this dog though. Good. Good. Good video game. Oh. Oh. Pupper gave me a little item. Oh, look at that, Pups. Oh. Oh no. Ghost of Good Boy just wanted one last pet. Oh. Oh. PKONet. Fitting name. Thank you very much for gifting 5 subs. Game looks adorable. I'm getting strong Earthbound vibes. Your vibes are dead on, sir. That is exactly what it is. Man. Oh, that was a cute dog. That sound when you get an item is the beginning of Pac-Man, or am I wrong? I'll listen for it. I don't recall hearing that, but Is this the big ladder? This is the big ladder, right? Yeah. PR Morath? Thank you very much for paying it forward. Continuing your sub, your gift. I very much appreciate you. Here, I'm gonna beat this video game. I'm gonna beat this video game for you. I have to get drug tested this week for a new job, but I've been vaping that sweet THC since the initial lockdown started. Been chugging water, hope I'm not fucked. What, well, I guess if it's illegal in the state you're in. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Character get homesick. I always thought that was a weird and interesting mechanic in Earthbound. I don't know if it's that. We'll see. There are definitely, like, moods. Emotional states are status effects, kind of like they were in Earthbound. There's even a more kind of structured mechanic around that. But yeah, definitely the very same vibe. Oh, it's legal in your state? Oh shit, man. I guess that doesn't matter. People can still be assholes about it. Well, whatever. Hopefully, like... Hopefully moods have mellowed to the point where, like... If it's not a... If it's not a mind-boggling amount of weed. Yeah, it is a loop. That's crazy. Huh. I think. Crap. Where was that stupid ladder? Oi. Was it up? I think it was maybe from here? No, you can't go there with, oh wait, I'm looking for the ball down here. That's right. Got my objectives mixed up. Turns out, companies don't care if it's legal, unfortunately. Yeah, that makes sense. Look at the map and you can see the loop. Oh, you're right! Wow, you're totally right! This didn't even... Yeah, the bridge wraps around. That's interesting. So this is the world. This is it. This is all of it. The known universe. I don't know if it's down here. Well, here, the ladder then is on... Okay, so it's in the forest. But it's like up. I think. Well, here, I'll try to find the ball. And there's... Yeah, there are like... There's like realistic birds. And this 16-bit digi-forest. Alright, still looking for that ball. Making sure none of my plants are wilting. So I wonder. Oh, Mikois, you gotta hit the hay? Cool. Well, thanks for swinging by. I feel like feeling like I unfortunately only ever see you saying hi. That's okay. I have an earlier stream on Wednesday or Friday and Wednesdays. So hopefully it slots more into the UK time slots. Okay, what's going on here? Fuel station. Well, I guess there are two tall ladders. When will it just be treated the same as alcohol? Maybe in our lifetimes? That'd be cool. I mean, it's depending on what state you're in, it's almost there. Man, I don't know where the heck this stupid ball. Like that. Like it could be fast travel. You know where ball is? Oh yeah. You know what? I could take some good advice. Oh. All right. Pain doesn't last forever again. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Into the bridge again. Take a bad advice. Next time I swing by, I will. Oi. Alright. There's no ball here. Well, that was creepy. Yes, sir. That was creepy. Oh, it's a random target. Thought it'd be the same one. This gave us a real emotional whiplash. Yeah, that That battle theme kind of comes in like a truck. Yeah. Tunnel shift like this from going to story to disco and Yakuza 0. God. Yeah, that is a pretty... That back and forth will grab you. Are you gonna yell at me again? No? These demons hanging around, these vestiges of youth. Childhood dog. Tire swing. Yeesh. It's almost like this sense of youth corruption. Or youth being taken. Like the youth that you had is being stolen from you or killed. Alright, well. I guess I found a ladder, so... Is this not it? Okay. Aish. Ladder east of the stump. Okay. That is where it is. Okay. I thought about that. I thought it was from the stump. But then what's her name was like, yeah, I want my ball. And I was like, dang, okay, this is an RPG, so I gotta do it. And I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Unless I stumble across it now. But I don't even know if it's in this field. Oh, Terry, you didn't know there was a Yakuza 0? Oh, goodness. Well, do yourself a favor and play it. It's on Game Pass, PC and Xbox. Okay, oh, there's nothing over there. It is a delight. That was pretty good. Oh, you're going to? Yeah! Not now. Well, yeah. Soon. Yakuza is an excellent pair to the quarantine doldrums. Snack time. Yeah. You're getting a tussle with some monsters, you gotta stop for a second, eat some snacks. Okay, well, I don't know where that lady's stupid ball is, so I'm gonna go to the ladder. Whatever delightful treasures you had for me will have to wait. At least, maybe... I don't know if this is the kind of, like, RPG where you get locked out of doing side quests if you don't do them at their story beat. Oh, this ladder. This ladder. Alright. I'm sure something terrible is going to happen. He's gonna break his legs or something. Someone asked in chat, but do not self-medicate with weed for your anxiety. You aren't a doctor. Find a specialist because some weed makes anxiety worse. If you're going to use weed, at least get it from a doctor. Very well said. Oh no, the hands are back. You should listen to Ace. Ace knows what they're talking about. Or so I'm led to believe. Either that or it's an extremely elaborate alter ego. In which case, that's still pretty impressive. Oh, what the f... I just zeroed out one of my fears? Alright. I got my weed script. The doctor I used was a telemed 5 minutes. Visit with a guaranteed qualified or your money back. Yeah, so that's the normal medical way to do it. I don't think Ace is suggesting that that's the path that somebody who's seriously interested in it for a medical purpose would follow. Oh no, Hector. Oh no, Kel. Hector. Well, that just means he's at the base of the ladder. That's no problem. It's straight up bizarre that I can go to jail for having weed. Yeah. And, like, I can use an app. I can use an app to order it to my house. You can go to jail for it, and I can have somebody bring it to me. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Hector just fell into the next Fast and Furious film. You'll see it. You'll see it. There'll be a rock that'll fall on Dominic Toretto's car and cause him to crash or something, and that'll be Hector. Excuse me, it's making me real cozy. California rocks accept the tax. Yeah. There are ways, like, there are things that offset it. I was shocked when I moved to LA the first time at how my quality of life, like, I adapted pretty quickly. I basically took the bus, you know, didn't eat out much. Didn't have to pay for, like, air conditioning, didn't have to pay for gas. You know, there are things that make living in a higher cost area not as bad as you'd think. You do have to cover the basics, though. And I will say I did have some stressful evenings when, like, there'd be an expensive meal or something like that. It does take a bite out of you. It does put pressure on things. I'll say that, I guess. Wish I could go outside without going to jail. Yeah, that's the real one. I'd go outside without contracting or spreading a murderous disease. So did I climb to the moon? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that on the map. Just got out of 5 years in prison. You can get Xbox 360s in prison? Work on some of that backlog. Alright. Alright. This is like so much time per day. You're allowed to use it. Or can you just have it in your cell? You can get phones and stuff? Man. Oh, this bird needs a donut. Alright. The only way I'd play Perfect Dark Zero. Yeah. GamerDude.com is the shipper. I believe you can have it in your cell. Cool. Okay. Well, right on. Anybody up the river for weed possession, hit it up, I guess. Get you some video games. That's, like, I guess why not, you know? Somebody gonna be fucking shredding the shit out of a video game better than getting pissed off and starting shit. You plug it into your 15-inch high-techer television. The societal punishment for breaking the law is that you have to play video games like you're in the year 2000. Sir, for the crime of possessing weed that hurts nobody, you are hereby sentenced to 3 years of playing only Xbox 360 games on a small TV. Now think about what you've done. Also, you can't vote. Ah, wait, no, I don't think it's a felony anymore. In most places. CRT for life, yeah. It's got its own charm, doesn't it? As long as you can connect the internet, get those achievements. Only play Tiger games? God. I don't, I would get so tired of that. I'd like to think that I could find the joy in any game for as long as I need to, but nah. Man. Set me up with like a laptop and Final Fantasy 14. And I'll do any stretch for any amount of person. Oh, Steph has to be there too. I'm inviting Steph to jail with me so I can play Final Fantasy 14 all day. I feel like that's fair. That seems fine to me. Okay, I'm gonna switch up games. Actually, I'm gonna have a snack. Oh, this is nice. To like have little like it's kind of like the Fuzzy Pickles photo moments in Earthbound. A moment to literally reflect on your journey. Ah, I made it. I made it to Otherworld. This is neat. A new environment. All right. I'm feeling this. This is really cool. I'll probably play more of this off stream. But Rudy, I don't know if you're still around, but thank you for recommending it. Okay, break time. I'm gonna have a snack. And then... yeah, let's then Tetris. So I'm gonna come back with Tetris Effect. I installed Max Payne 3 because I was thinking about Max Payne 3. I don't know if I want to go to that, but Tetris next. I'll be back soon. See you then.